that is a realist. You know, I'm more of a realistic futurist, where I look at things that have to do more along the lines of changing the society for the better, in a way that's not just technology based, but also in a way that's based on our values and how we can change them. But go ahead, Galen.
Responding to both of you, Andrew, Cerebrocaust, and Voice of Reason, regarding the human brain, I'll get to that, your comments, Cerebro. First, I want to say that I kind of think you had commentary on Freud and how he just speculates, and it's not, there's no scientific methods, there's no testing, there's no real analysis. He's just guessing and shit. It's like, yeah, this is you, and it's really more about him than anyone else. I mean, it says more about him. With his estimations of other people, this is a problem in psychiatry. You see a person, you're like, here, you have this you don't go to medical history, you don't do anything. It's not science, that's garbage. And you want to look at Ray Kurzweil, he's like the worst of Freud. There are good points to Freud, I want to point out, but the bad points here are overwhelming, and Ray Kurzweil and those like him exemplify the worst of Freud, and that's terrible. Now, there are people who have an estimation interest, like Eric Kandel, Nobel Prize-winning neurobiologist, and he speculated on the time it would take. But when asked, you know, what's his idea, and this is a real scientist you would respect, Cerebro, because they then asked him, he went in the speculation of a time frame, but then asked, like, what is consciousness, how does this thing work? And he says, I have no idea, I've never thought about it. He was like, nope. You know, it was like complete, just utter, like, shutdown when they asked him the consequences. Like, you know, there's a way we go about these things, and I don't sit around speculating out of my ass. And a glorious moment there. To Voice of Reason, and to Andrew to an extent, you had put up this thing about, you know, with this whole thing of advance of technology. The sad part of is we haven't caught up with our evolution and where we are with what we are producing culturally with technology. We are hear me? Easton, can you hear me? Wait till he loads up. Okay. Back where I was. Where we are culturally around the world in some cultures, we have great technology, but humanity is not made for this world. We're in another world, a more tribal, not electric world is what our bodies and minds are adjusted to, not driving cars. And we have to understand why we have so many problems in this world, because this is not where we're really adapted to adequately. And furthermore, and there are major implications to that, you know, in all the sociological fields, and not understanding why there are problems and blaming certain people for things. But are also just are in our education and cognitive development. The futurists want to just say, well, we're going to do this technological, we'll do neurobioengineering, and blah, blah, blah. There still comes to a thing of, you know, when you talk about the nature-nurture argumentation there of the theories. If you get into that, we still have to cognitively develop people. That's what teachers are, facilitators of learning. They don't just tell you what to think. They're not supposed to. They're facilitators of learning. And we do a very poor job of cognitively developing our young. This is something that's long been, like, Andrew is a teacher at heart, Cerebrocaust, whether he wants to admit it or not. He's like a teacher in hiding. And no matter what he does, he becomes the teacher. And it just comes through. There's no way he can escape it. I mean, he'd be teaching the animals if he lived out on the farm. He'd be doing something and having fun. be like an orchestra. But our technological level and our cognitive development, educational level, are not. We put more resources into the other, and it's a real detriment right there. We need to get that leveled out, and that's one of the problems I see as not doing well. I'm not going to make any pronouncements or judgments on humanity. I'm only going to make about what the future is. I don't know about the future. I don't give a fuck. It's like asking Eric Kandel what's going to happen, on what's consciousness going to turn out to be. I have no idea. But I can tell you there are problems right now with the world and cognitive development and with technology and where this is going now. Right now, I can tell you. And that's what matters. And futurists and so forth need to, like Craig Kurzweil, need to get their head out of the idealistic and look at the actual.
I had a long debate about this with Stephen Ernest on Facebook once, because he posted about Encyclopedia Britannica was saying they were not going to publish another edition in print, that they were essentially going all online, and that all their information from now on was just going to be stored there. I was saying this is not a good thing. This is not something to be excited about, because in the future, what will happen more likely than not is that the internet will not stand as the bastion of freedom that it is today. More likely, if you look at the progression of things and where things are headed and who's winning the war, it's going to be restricted pretty heavily. And the fact that Encyclopedia Britannica will be all online, all that it means is it's going to be very easy for somebody to go through and delete all the history that they don't want people to read. The print copies will be long forgotten, and all the information will be in the digital age, and it's going to be really easy to omit any details that you don't want people to see. That's my concern with technology. I think we should jump into this with a lot less zeal.
I just gave a spiel, and then you had to come back with this. And I remember in the old ways, and you had to have you just want to be a mean old dog. And you're not even a mean dog now. You're just going to be a bitter old dog. That's what you are, like, I'm a bitter old dog. Like I remember in my day when we used to have books with paper, newspaper. I have to get you on this one, because I'm just up there sitting talking about not speculating on the future, and you're like, this is I want to speculate on the future, you little fucker. So I had to spank the puppy there. It's a puppy. It's not an old dog.
Well, okay, let me say, it's wrong to speculate on the future if you're going to be an optimistic retard about it. But it's okay to speculate on the future if you say that we're on a constant downhill slide and we're fucking doomed. Then it's all right to say whatever you want about the future, because that's the truth.
Well, it's like that song, I got shades, future's looking bright. You don't think the internet is an easy place to take back with hacks instead of arms? There's, you can refer to Easton, Andrew.
Okay, yeah, I'll answer that. I think it is right now. I don't think it will be later, because here's my perspective on it. I think that essentially they put out this technology, seeing probably the lucrative business possibilities, and maybe didn't realize that people were going to take it and run with it. I think one thing they definitely didn't anticipate was that young people were going to become more well-versed in computers than adults were. you know, because we were raised with them, and the young mind is so plastic and able to adapt, that we were able to sort of take more control of this medium than they really expected that we would. And so the people in power are they have a sticky situation on their hands. You listen to that one fucker that made the speech about how the internet is a series of tubes, right? That, I mean, this is a representative, right? Like, he was a senator from Alaska. This guy's a fucking idiot. He has no clue how the internet works. And of course, all the teenagers and 20-year-olds were laughing their asses off at his complete ineptitude. This is the reason that we have power on the internet. We happen to understand the internet better than they do, but they're catching up, and they're catching up fast. And when they do catch up completely, and we're even, you know, the only thing that we have is the hive mind. We have the ability to exchange information with one another and inform a whole bunch of people on how to use this one exploit to get around a problem. You know, it's like the when they tried to put the copy protection on CDs, and then they found out, oh, you could just take a black marker and run it around the outside. Now, the person who figured that out previously, you know, before the internet, one guy would figure that out, and he would be able to use the CDs without the copy protection. But nobody else would be able to, because how is he going to tell the whole world that you can just run a black marker around it? You know, now if anybody finds an exploit, everybody has it. And that's the source of our power until they pass something like SOPA. And once they get the power to remove information from the internet, that's it. We have no more advantage. We're fucked. That's the end of the game right there. And they're not far away from it. I mean, the end of the war is in sight. You know, it's like they say, it's not the end of the world, but I can see it from here.
Pronouncements.
Well, I mean, so theoretically, if they were able to pass something like this, where basically they can just shut down any website, remove any information that they want, any website crops up that they don't like, boom, it's gone the next day. How are we going to spread anything? I mean, what advantage do we have at that point? How can we possibly win against them in this medium anymore? It seems to me like we have no further plans or possibilities, because largely we haven't been strategizing and trying to win this war for the internet. We're screwing around watching fucking Gungan style on YouTube and what in the butt. That's been our legacy here, and it will stand as our legacy. You know, it'll be a footnote in history. Yeah, a bunch of people had a lot of control on the internet. It was kind of like the Wild West, but you know, they just kind of fucked around for a decade or so, and then they were wiped out and they lost.
No, it'll be just like the Universalists of the 19th century. It won't even be mentioned. They have a new history. It's like when you read those American history books, and it's like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then you're reading like real history, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like, imagine this. Imagine Sam Harris did the History of Humanity book, and imagine Sam Harris writing. I mean, think about that. I really mean, I want to hear what you would think. What would that Sam Harris book say? Sam Harris, The Evolution of Humanity. The evolution and history of humanity, excuse me. You can speculate on that. If you don't, you're kicked.
I'm curious whether Voice of Reason has an opinion on any of this.
In that little town of Pasadena. Pascagoula, Pascagoula! It was a fight for revival that ended in survival. With people singing, hallelujah, hallelujah. Come on, sing it, Andrew. You know, we need to rejoice for what we do have. Come on.
Okay, I'll sing it. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Why did Simona have to ruin that? I really hate her. I hate her.
I hate Chrissy, so we're even.
Haven't you ever heard the Canadian version of that song, though?
No.
I think I have. Isn't it like the Canadian national anthem?
No, I think the Canadian national anthem is like Canada, oh Canada, something, what was yours?
For anybody who hasn't caught this before, this very patriotic American actually just completely fucking sold out and made the exact same song for Canada, showing that really there was no message that in any way related to America. It was just blind patriotism, and you could apply it to any country. But I do think so. So Easton, you're talking about taking down a YouTube video and it's mirrored 100 times over. What we refer to as the Streisand effect, and that is something that works in our favor for now. It's the problem is, for that to work, it's got to get out to enough people to mirror it. If it doesn't, then it dies. You know, it's really that simple. And if they're able to shut things down faster than we're able to find them and mirror them, they win. And I think the problem is that we have the strength in numbers, but they have control of the technology itself. I mean, think about, okay, on a YouTube comment section, you can say something, somebody can delete the comment. But if people see it, then they're going to save it. They're going to screenshot it, and the comment will still be there, right? But what if they set the comments to approval only? Well, then you can't really say anything, can you? Right? Because they get to review it before they allow you to post it out. I'd say you can look to that for the future of the internet. Not today, not tomorrow. You know, because they still have a lot of issues with doing things across borders. That, you know, if somebody uploads something on a server in Sweden, it's not as easy for them to get rid of it. But that's what SOPA would give them control over, essentially, is that they could not perhaps take it down for people in Sweden, but they could restrict your access to it. And now keeping in mind, there was when the whole SOPA thing was going on, pretty quickly they developed a Firefox application that would just get around SOPA, because it would just essentially get rid of the domain name. If you actually had the IP address of the server, then you could still go to the website. So essentially they had it set up where it's like if you typed in google.com, then it would take you to the IP address rather than the thing that they could block. It was very silly and very easy to get around. But it won't always be that way. I mean, I'm just saying there's a race, and we're on foot and they're in a car. And it doesn't matter how many of us there are. They're in a car. They're going to outrun us eventually. It might take another decade. I hope it does, but I don't even think it's going to be that long.
Real quick, I don't know if you've heard, but SOPA actually ended up getting shot down.
Yeah, it did, but see, the problem, boys, is that we can shoot down SOPA 100 times, and they only have to pass it once. I mean, if SOPA is not the first of its kind, they propose shit like this every 4 years or so, and it's becoming more frequent. You know, it's only a matter of time before they pass something exactly like it, or even worse.
No, I don't think you understood what I was saying here. I was just saying that SOPA got shut down, and what I was saying, the reason why I said that mainly was because it sounded like you were saying that SOPA is still a threat. I'm like, wait a second, SOPA is not a threat anymore. It's shut down at the moment. So yeah, the chances are they've already tried to introduce like 3 internet censorship bills within the last 2 years, and I doubt that they're going to start up again so soon. What's probably going to happen is that they found out that they can't do it right now. They obviously can't. So what's going to probably happen is that they're going to try and wait until there's this huge cybersecurity terrorist threat that comes about, which might end up getting carried out by stealth CIA agents, so that the government could actually pass another internet censorship bill because everyone's terrified and afraid of this terrorist attack, you know.
Well, yeah, and that's definitely an expected tactic from them. That they do something to cause a panic, and then they say, look what these people did. And even worse, they do something to cause a panic. They say, look what these people did. They introduce something to combat it. And then we do something even more horrific in response, which just gives them ammunition. You know, I'm talking here about Anonymous. Their tactics are fairly clandestine, and they're basically making the case for the government. You know, like they're making the case for why they should be censored. And you know, if you go to be on 4chan, and you start going through threads, you eventually notice even the people at 4chan are aware of this, that 4chan is just a temporary blip, that one day it's going to get, as they say, party banned, and it will happen. I mean they're not incorrect. You know, that site in particular is going to be one of the first to go.
I'm drawing a mechanical T-Rex with boobs for TJ.
Where are you going to draw my, where'd Andrew go?
To the bathroom.
Well, tell him he can't. I'm just going to say, why don't you draw that cross with a heart, like I want you to. I'll have to show you how to draw it. I want you to do that.
Okay.
I'll explain it later.
Something you're gonna... Sorry.
I'll show it to you later. I'll explain it. I'm getting really fired. think I should go to sleep.
Okay.
Live TV? I don't know. I'm really tired. Houston. If you have any questions you can ask me, because I'm going to go back to sleep in a moment.
Yeah, I'm referring to that old blog TV show that I had asked you if you could go check if you still had it, or maybe you offered to go check if you still had it, but if you don't, that's fine. It's that thing that happened.
That's what your voice sounds like.
I think I know where it is. There's a recording of it, but
Yeah, whatever.
I have to go find it and put it together for you. I'll try to do that. Just remind me later or in the next month after the 1st.
Sure, yeah. In your own time, it's fine. I understand. I totally understand the efforts it takes to go into a backlog. I have I think half of the videos I've ever produced I have not yet posted yet on YouTube. I'm just dredging through that right now.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question here, Galen. Are you an hermaphrodite?
No, that's Simona.
Are you sure? Because you do seem pretty feminine.
No, you're thinking about Simona. Notice those hairy eyebrows. Feminine, but also got some stuff going on there.
Hmm?
Oh, is that you? No, where are you? Show your face. There's Easton's back. Show your face, Simona.
I don't have a camera on this computer.
Well, what a piece of shit.
Once Andrew comes back, I'll tell you guys about a project that I'm working on for graduation. It's, I don't know, guys might be interested. Froze. I really have to get this checked out.
Fact that you know what they have been the way in which they have posted, the fact that some of them have actually admitted to me that they just troll. Like people like Justin Templar, one of the contributors there, people like Macwan, they've actually admitted to the fact that the only reason why they engage TZM members or post forum posts like that is just to troll. One of them, damn, fucking shit, my cat's clawing up my leg here again. Anyways, one of the posters known as Matt G. I don't know what else he's gone by right now. He has his profession on his YouTube channel. His profession is trolling, you know. So yeah, I'm fairly convinced that these are a series of trolls.
That makes sense. I mean, I can believe it.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna be heading off now. See you then.
Alright, good night, boys. Yeah, I'm probably gonna terminate myself. I'm feeling kind of drowsy.
I was going to. Oh wait. Okay, there we are. I was going to, when you came back, tell you guys about a project that I was working on for graduation, but now once my computer froze, it seems that everyone ditched. So next time.
Yeah. I'm interested to hear anything that you've got to talk about, Easton. I'm just exhausted. And yeah, Galen, I don't think Galen slept between last Stickam and this one. So like he was pretty wiped out too.
All right. Well, I'll post the 20 or so minutes that I've recorded of this tonight.
Okay, yeah, I do appreciate you recording. Thanks for doing that. The one that you got from last night was excellent. That was a really good clip. So.
You kind of look British. Are you British?
No, I'm like a English Quebecer from Canada. Oh, my computer's starting to make. Ah, no. Well, that was a fail. It happened again. That'll be it for this video. In the meantime, I have to figure out what's wrong with my computer.